Sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm late. I am fashionably late. I'm sorry. Wow, what the freak? I'm half an hour late. I am so sorry. I don't know what the heck. Somebody sent me an email. I'm answering an email. Somebody sent me a text message. And then I wanted to look something up. And it felt like 5 or 10 minutes late. I apologize. Very sorry. And we've got the heat on. And it's now getting so hot. Jimmy?
Yes, dear.
I think maybe we could shut the heat, right? Please? Should we shut the heat, sweetheart? I think so. It's getting really hot in here.
Wow.
It's getting very hot in here. I think we have the heat on. It got cold. Oh no, don't worry about that, Bo. And I went in the bathroom upstairs. It felt like the heat was blowing in. Like crazy through the register. Okay. That's weird. Very strange. Hi, DPD. Hi, Mike. Joe Glover. Let's see. Hi, Joe Glover. Hi, Robbity Bob. Hi, Pamela. Let's see. That was, Burnt Hot Dog. That's Scooter's daughter's name. Kevin Leonard. Whisper to Me. Nicole Griffith. Nicole, you're on vacation? Chris, are you still on vacation? I think she is, right? Element W? Sorry, I'm sorry. Now I'm yawning, and that's not good. Alicia Bisso. Let's see. I really didn't know I was this late. Annie B. Had no idea. That's unacceptable. I'm trying. Eliza Ward. Not to miss anybody here. I'm going through. You guys have been chatting a lot. That's good. Coffee and donuts. Hello there. Yeah, they're supposed to have some fireworks tomorrow night too. Probably a lot. My son is going to try to come up again, but it's like, you know, maybe third time's the charm. I don't know. Hi, Rosalita. I hope you got your chance to see our pour paint things that we did. I'd like to do another one with, she was like a little nervous. I should have probably given her some more pointers because she was like, let it fall down. And my son thought she meant let it fall down. Just let it fall. She means let the paint just come off. That's okay. And it is, because it could get scary when you don't know it, you know, and she really didn't look at a lot. She said I showed her some videos, but I think hers came out nice and everything. They should be totally dry by tomorrow. And maybe I'm going to try another one. Hi, Jen Doe, because I have everything there, you know. All right. So, hi, Oliver. Linda. If I missed you, I'm sorry. So this yoga teacher, she is back in the United States, and she is, hi, Flower Girl Phillips, hiding her face and everything. So let's see what's going on there. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Come on. Okay, so there was a video posted on a TV news station of Katilynn Armstrong, who was escorted back into the United States. Hold on, let me just put up this graphic for you guys. So she was at the George Bush International Airport in Houston, being escorted by law enforcement. She was handcuffed and led by authorities through the airport right into a white SUV. She was wearing a face mask and tilted her head to cover most of her face. Someone asked if she killed Ms. Wilson, but Katilynn Armstrong did not appear to say anything. Her bond has been set by a Texas court at $3.5 million. And if she does post bond and she is released from jail, she would also have to surrender her passport. She'd be subject to GPS monitoring and have to be in her home between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. Excuse me. On Wednesday, she was arrested in Costa Rica at that beachside hostel. And she is accused of killing Mariah Mo Wilson, a competitive bicyclist who was in town for a bike race. And she was staying at a friend's house where she was shot to death. Now, the reason they're saying they believe Katilynn did this because her SUV was seen on surveillance camera and it was seen at the house that Mariah was staying in, and that she suspected that her boyfriend was having a relationship, an affair, or whatever. He did go to practice with her, and he did go to Pool Burger. They went to a pool, and then they went to Pool Burger. Then they went to her place that she was staying, which was her friend's house. But there's something very weird. When we were listening to this, the eyewitness said he swears that he saw someone flying like down the alleyway with a bicycle. And his timeline just doesn't match up. And then he went into hiding because he said he was afraid of Katilynn Armstrong, but I don't think he's come out of hiding yet. And she's in custody. So it's just weird. Very weird. Okay, so Amber Heard wants to be heard again about that whole debacle and the jury judgment. So her attorneys filed a 43-page motion last week, which asked the judge to throw out the jury's judgment that she defamed ex-husband Johnny Depp in that 2018 op-ed, where she was alleging that he was a wife beater, she was the victim of domestic abuse. The Virginia jury decided after that circus of a trial that they both defamed each other, but they awarded the majority of the damages to Depp, $10,350,000, while handing $2 million to Amber Heard. And let's see here. This is about. So they filed this. Hang on one second. So she's asking for the verdict to be tossed. The document claims Depp proceeded solely on a defamation by implication theory, abandoning any claims that Ms. Heard's statements were actually false. Her attorneys also argue that juror 15 on the panel may have even been selected illegally by giving the wrong birth date during jury selection. He gave a birth date of 1945 instead of the actual year of 1970. This discrepancy raises the question whether juror 15 actually received a summons for jury duty and was properly vetted by the court to serve on the jury. According to the motion, that's what it's stated there. It's unknown if the juror actually deliberated on the case. So, papers also argue that Johnny failed to disprove the abuse claims Mr. Depp was required to establish at the time the op-ed was published. Ms. Heard did not believe she had been abused or that she had doubts about whether she was abused. But Mr. Depp presented no evidence that Ms. Heard did not believe she was abused. Instead, the evidence overwhelmingly supported that Ms. Heard believed she was the victim of abuse at the hands of Mr. Depp. Therefore, Mr. Depp did not meet the legal requirements for actual malice, and the verdict should be set aside, the papers say. Okay, so we'll see what happens. All right? Okay, so this is about that Ferguson trial. A St. Louis area father has been convicted in that trial of abusing and murdering his disabled 9-year-old son nearly 20 years ago. On Friday, jurors found DeJuan Ferguson guilty of first-degree murder and child abuse resulting in the death after his son Christian vanished in June of 2003. Christian had a metabolic disorder called citrullinemia, in which the body's unable to process protein. He suffered brain damage in 2001, could no longer talk or walk, and had to eat through a feeding tube. Authorities never found Christian's body. He's presumed dead, in part because he would have died within 48 hours without medication or proper nutrition. Prosecutors painted a picture of Ferguson as an abusive and neglectful father who tried to cover up the murder by claiming that his SUV was carjacked with the boy inside. The state presented overwhelming evidence of abuse, alleging that Ferguson failed to properly feed Christian or give him medication, skipped medical appointments, left him alone for hours while tied to a bed. The boy was also forced to live in squalor. Nurses testified how they would find Christian in heavily soiled diapers that he had been wearing for days. His room had an intense stench of urine and vomit. Essential medication would not get picked up for weeks or months at a time. The child's life was punishment, Assistant Prosecutor John Schlesinger said at trial, according to the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. When he had to endure and suffer was cruel and inhumane. Christian's sister testified that the night before he went missing, she heard her brother struggling with Ferguson, and then saw her father carrying the child in blankets to a car. His moaning and groaning got more intense, it seemed, and then all of a sudden it stopped. After some kind of struggle, the sister testified. A nanny who was having a relationship with Ferguson also testified that she wore a wire to record Ferguson incriminating himself. During one conversation, Ferguson allegedly said that he did what he had to do, although he did not elaborate. A former co-worker of Ferguson's ex-wife further testified that she overheard Ferguson say Christian was dead before he reported the alleged carjacking, and that the child's remains are buried in the foundation of a house. The defense countered that the prosecution failed to demonstrate any evidence that a murder occurred, including no body and no cause of death. Jurors deliberated for less than 3 hours. Ferguson faces life in prison without parole, which is a mandatory sentence for the charge of first-degree murder if the state does not seek the death penalty. Separately, Ferguson is also accused of essaying 2 children who are relatives. He is scheduled to go to trial on those charges in August. Okay, let's see. goodness. Let's see what else. What's going on in Minnesota? Lots of stuff. Wow. Not good. Minnesota police are searching for a 6-year-old girl who's been missing after her mother's apparent suicide. Northfield police officers were called to an apartment on Saturday, found the body of Lisa Wade, age 39. Now, her daughter, Ellie Reagan, is missing. And investigators believe that Lisa Wade, the mother, may have been involved in her disappearance. Ellie is 3'6", 45 pounds, brown hair, curly brown hair, brown eyes. They ask anyone who has seen either Lisa Wade or Ellie Reagan in the last few weeks to contact them at 507-645-4477. Okay, let me put this over there. Oh my goodness. Okay. You know, we never found out about that mother that went to her kid's game in California and the ex-husband saw her. It's so crazy. Prosecutors have charged, we never found Maya Mirete. Prosecutors have charged a Hollywood producer with murdering 2 women who overdosed on drugs and were later dumped at a Los Angeles area hospital. Christy Gillis, 24-year-old model, was abandoned on the sidewalk of a Southern California hospital in Culver City on November 13th. She died soon after. 2 hours later, her friend, Hilda Marcela Cabrales Arzola, an interior designer, was left at Kaiser West, Los Angeles. She died on November 24th. In both instances, 3 men in face masks were seen leaving the bodies at the hospitals and driving away in a vehicle without license plates. Tests later detected multiple drugs in both women, including cocaine, ketamine, fentanyl, MDMA, gamma hydroxybutyrate acid, GHB, known as the date R drug. The deaths were ruled homicides. Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office has now charged 40-year-old David Pierce, a self-proclaimed Hollywood producer, with murdering Gillis and Cabrales. Brant Osborne, a 42-year-old actor, has also been charged as an accessory to their murders. A third man, Michael Ansbach, was initially arrested on suspicion of being an accessory in their deaths, but prosecutors thus far have not charged him. Okay, and let's see what's going on here. Oh boy, we did that. You know, I almost thought this was the same story as Another Night, but a gunman killed 2 people and wounded 4 others, including 3 police officers, before he was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound in the Fort Worth suburb of Haltom City on Saturday night. Police say they received a call about shots fired shortly before 7 p.m. and a second call minutes later. Reports of officers wounded came in just a minute over the second call. Halton City Police spokesperson Sergeant Rick Alexander and investigators found a woman dead inside the home and a man dead in the driveway. On Sunday, he identified the dead as Amber Sy, 32, and Colin Davis, 33. The suspect was identified as 28-year-old Edwin Freeman. Halton Police Chief Cody Phillips said that the suspect and the victims knew one another, but individuals have not yet sorted out their relationships. An elderly woman who made the initial 911 call was shot in the leg. The wounded officers were identified as Corporal Zachary Tabler and officers Tim Barton and Jose Avila. They are all expected to recover. A Ring doorbell camera shows police officers approaching the house before the gunman apparently opened fire on them. One officer was left dying on the street while another ran behind cars at a neighboring house holding his wounds. The officers exchanged fire with the gunman before he fled out the back door and jumped a fence, Phillips said, but it's unclear if police struck the suspect. Helicopter unit tracked him down to where he was found, dead, and a half a mile from the initial crime scene. Phillips said investigators don't know yet the motive for the shooting and said that they were easily hundreds of rounds fired. Sounds like that other one that we just read about, you know? And we're going to end with this one for tonight. For the true crime. The Uvalde school district police chief has resigned from the Uvalde City Council just a week after the council decided that they were going to decline him a leave of absence. Early this month, the city council unanimously denied Arredondo's request for a leave of absence, and school superintendent Hal Harrell put him on administrative leave from his post as chief of the school police. After much consideration, I regret to inform those who voted for me that I have decided to step down as a member of the City Council for District 3. The mayor, the City Council, and the city staff must continue to move forward without distractions. I feel this is the best decision for Uvalde, Arredondo told the Uvalde Leader News on Friday. Arredondo has denied state officials' contention that he was the incident commander when 18-year-old Salvador Ramos entered the school and opened fire, although transcripts of police radio conversations shows local officers waiting for orders from someone to go into the classroom where Ramos was, and some of them specifically said that they were waiting for Arredondo. In the end, police officers waited for more than an hour outside the double classroom where the massacre took place before a U.S. Border Patrol tactical team went in and killed the shooter. Arredondo was elected to the City Council on May 7th. Okay. Okay, so let me do that because I need to look at the chat so I can do that. Hi, Deidre Realtor. I just saw you today and I said, where are you, Deidre Realtor? I miss you. Hi, Deidre. I saw you on Scooter's shorter video, right? Hi, Jeanette. Who else? Christy Langford. Hi, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Help me, Rhonda. Who else came in while I wasn't looking? Dude. Where the heck? Deidre? It was setting court. This poor baby would have on 2 diapers and still wet everything. Ugh. Oh, stop the yawning. I'm sorry, whisper to me. I can't. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong. I'm tired. You know what? I took a really long swim and... Oh, your mom passed away? I am so sorry, Christy. I'm so sorry. We probably should have a grief panel soon. I'm really sorry to hear that. Prayers are with you. And prayers are still with you, Brenda. Hope you're recovering well. And then Larky. Larky's been in the hospital and had all kinds of crazy complications. She got COVID while she was in there. So prayers for Larky. Oh. So, what else is going on? I don't know. I just feel tired, and you know when I jumped in, everything is like healed from that, except like right here, like it's almost under my arm. And when I jumped in, it hurt a little bit, but I probably should take in a leave before I go to bed so I sleep better, you know. Sharon's like, take 3 of them. It was sudden. Yeah, that's what happened to my mother. It's you know what what they say is that, you know, it's good for the person because they're not around suffering, but it's hard on everyone they leave behind because it's just, you know, yeah. Oh, you've been here, you've just been quiet? That's okay. If you want to stay quiet sometimes, if you don't want to be quiet, it's whatever. One thing they taught me after my son passed away was that you don't owe anybody any explanations for how you handle your grief. You're not accountable to anyone because everybody handles their grief differently. And so whatever you feel, that's fine. Yeah, for Larky, yep. And for Nancy, WD, they had surgeries and okay, Jeanette. That's right, Linda. You're not accountable to anybody. You want to go in your car and scream? You go in your car and scream. I actually had someone that told me when I mentioned something about going in my car and screaming, oh, you're so dangerous. You're dangerous. Leave me the freak alone. The haters will do and say anything. They scrutinize every single aspect instead of looking probably at themselves. That they tend to say they hate me, but they watch every single thing that I do. In an odd way, some people could look at it as flattering that someone's that obsessed. But yeah, you can do whatever you want. It's not dangerous. No, it's not. And it can be very therapeutic. And that's one of the things, like any good grief counselor is going to tell you, that you can do whatever you want. If you want to be angry, if you want to yell and scream, if you want to just not talk to anybody, if you want to whatever, talk to people, if you don't want to be alone, if you want to be out or doing something and keeping busy so you don't think it's whatever it is. And it doesn't follow any plan, even though they tell you about all these stages of grief. It's not like you go through these stages and then You go to drive out to the mountains to. Wow, really? Yeah. And does that work for you, Annie? Does that help you? Do you feel good after that? You know, some people feel good after that. I knew a person that used to say that she would take a hatchet and go into like a beam in her basement or something that was like a pole, I don't know, and just whack the crap out of it. I did not get my hair colored. No, I have to try to do it tomorrow, Mike. It's bad still. Yeah, Linda, it doesn't stop. You know, people think, okay, well, let's see. I went through the angry part of my grief, so now I go on to this part. It's not like a game of, you know, Yahtzee where first I go for the ones, then I go for the twos. No. Grief can last forever. I think it does. I think it does more with some losses than others. I think the loss of a child, I don't think you will ever, I know you will never, ever stop grieving that loss until the day you take your deep last breath. But just because you go through an angry time and then maybe you have another part, it doesn't mean the angry part's not going to come back, or that you can't have the denial through the entire time. Because you know what? Almost every parent that's lost a child that I've spoken to has told me they still have denial. And that goes back to Rosemary D'Alessandro with Joan, where sometimes it doesn't even feel like it happened. Okay? Sometimes it can be the denial that, oh, thanks, Mike. Sometimes it can be the denial that, like, as weird as it is, like, that didn't even happen in your life. Like, you didn't even have that child, or that your child is just somewhere else. It's very strange. But when she mentioned to me that, like, that sometimes, you know, and that happened in 1973, that Joan was murdered. And I know that she said to me something like, sometimes I think this didn't even happen, or it feels like it didn't even happen. And it's the denial that the parent goes through, because you really can't accept the reality of that. You can't. Your mind won't let you do it. I think we're all in a little state, yeah. And if the reality comes in, and for me, if it does, and you feel like you want to rip your skin off, then that numbness that comes over you, that I believe is put in. And as I've read books about people that have lost children, they all explain the same crazy, surreal numbness that comes over you. To the T, where you just don't even feel anything. You don't feel anything, and it's. I think God has to give you that, because I don't think anybody could handle it otherwise. But they all describe it exactly the same in the books that I've read and the people that I've spoke to, and I think a lot of them, like I said. I'm sure that Rosemary, that's what she said, that there's still some denial there that it even happened. That it doesn't seem real that it could happen. So, yeah, don't let anybody, whatever it, you know, whatever helps you, Christy. Hello to Scooter. Help me, Rhonda. Did I say hello to you? Yeah, you would always say, what would Rhett do? He would do fun things and love life. Yeah. I don't think our loved ones ever want us to stop living our life because they're not here. I don't think they do. No. Quite the opposite. I think they would want you to live your life to the fullest and to treasure it, you know. So, My hair is driving me crazy now that my turn my hair. So yeah, whatever, you know, Christy, whatever helps you out there. You always miss the person who's no longer around. Grief is love. Yeah. Thanks. We're thankful for you, Alicia. My sister lost her only child and she grieves the loss, and you grieve the loss. I'm very sorry for your sister. Well, hi, Jesse Lakota. Yeah. Hey, Danielle. Help me around. But what was I going to say? Oh, I want a bit of reflection and sadness at first. You want a bit of reflection and sadness at first, at least. You want it with what? Rubbity bub. You spent a wee fortune at the shops? Oh, Robbie Bob, if you're talking about loss like that with the numbness comes over. There are waves of intense sadness, and when it feels like you're going to rip your skin off, the numbness comes back again. It's not all numbness all the time, but there's numbness a lot of the time. Oh, when you pass? Yeah, there's still those things, absolutely. Even with numbness, the numbness is not, 24/7. Hi, Fazia. So, let's see. So I don't know if anybody wants to come up and talk for a little bit. I will. Let me put that over there. Scooter, we know how it goes with the trolls. Okay. You always feel weird. Well, a lot of times when you're at a funeral, right, and it's even when it's an older person or something, or and then people start telling stories and start laughing about the person's life and the funny things that they did together, and and I think that's the way a lot of people would like people to remember the happy things and all of that, and laugh about those things. All right, let me see here. General. That ice cream looks good, Danielle. And not Danielle. Nicole. Friendlies. I haven't been to Friendlies in a long time. There's only one, I think there's one surviving Friendlies near me, I think the last time we come back from Lake George or somewhere, I don't know, it was Lake George or somewhere else. I'm glad, yeah, waiting for us and have. Yes, I'm glad you believe that with your whole heart, Christy. Ouch. Yeah, my back is better. Oh, did you miss this, Deirdre? I had a stupid freaking fall, and I thought I like broke my rib or my sternum, and then that went away, and then the only thing I have is like this pain, like it's just this like muscle strain. It's right under my arm, like as if just imagine if like some big giant grabbed you really hard and like yanked that part of you. But I've been taking it easy. I swam a lot today but I jumped in, so that could be a little jarring. But it was I was like, but I think it was okay. And I swam a lot. And then tomorrow I'm going to try to go bike riding. I've been walking, but I just don't want to, because it's my arm here, like if I'm holding the bike and jarring myself, and it's not from, I'm okay. It happened like last week, but I really got scared the first day or something because it was weird. It like jarred something here, even though I didn't hit here. It's like my leg has a bruise like that big on it. Somebody call in. Why don't you call in, Mike? You can call in. You want to call in? Say hello. I still talk to hubby every day. Yeah, of course, Linda. Never stop. Never stop. They sell Friendly's ice cream. Yes, I know. Yeah, they do. But I mean, it was like the old fashioned, I have memories of like the old fashioned, like ice creams when you went to Friendly's and stuff. I mean, when I'm saying old fashioned, I mean, you know what I mean. It's a long time ago. So tomorrow, well, it's happy 4th of July. Mike has nothing to say. That's a first, Mike. Did they, you heard about, they found that, well, that 90-day fiance guy is not missing, he said. You have a story to tell us, Mike? Right, Rubbity Bob? I'm not so sure about that. I swear, every time there's something wrong with these, every time I take in a leave, every freaking time, this is liquid gel. If I take it and I even drink a liquid, it feels like it is right here. iPhone Day Alicia, are you really here? iPhone Day Alicia, can you let me know if that's really you? iPhone D Alicia, is that really you, iPhone D Alicia? You can hear people across the street blasting the music. iPhone D Alicia. Oh, Christy, send me an email and you can call in. You want to call in? Just send me an email at carolyn@truecrimechat.org. Nightbot will give you the email. Just put an exclamation point email, and then I'll send you the Zoom number. Drink water before taking a pill and after. Yeah, I'm going to go get something, but I just want to know if that's iPhone D Alicia. Is that the real iPhone D Alicia? Did she answer us? Anybody? Oh, I'm in stupid top chat. No wonder. I hate that this always is reverting to top chat. Is that iPhone D Alicia? Alicia Bisso, is that you? Okay, that is really Alicia Bisso? Okay. Oh my gosh, Alicia, it's not you. It's not Alicia, guys. It's a naked man. Alicia? 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 I'm going to take a little something to wash that down. I mean, like I have to always eat like a little tiny little thing. Alicia? Alicia? Do I not hear Alicia? Hold on, maybe the volume's not on. Alicia? Alicia? Okay, what happened to Alicia? She's connected to audio.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, I didn't think that was you. I'm going to go
It's
eat
me.
something. It's you. Okay, keep talking. I just have to get something to eat to pull this pill down out of my esophagus, but talk to us.
Okay, don't choke, please.
Oh no,
I was
no.
worried the last time.
Oh, I know. That was scary. That was very scary.
Happy the 4th.
May the
To
fourth be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was very thanked. I can see the fireworks and everything. Thanks, Katilynn.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, that you're welcome. There's probably going to be more tomorrow. Okay, look at this. This is in honor of Janae. I'm having a kind bar. She sent me these.
Oh,
These are
so
from
kind.
these are from vacation. It's very kind. But I'm going to have a little piece of this. Thank you, Janae. The kind bar will always be synonymous with Janae and I on the beach trip. Because we're kind people.
Super kind. Well,
We share our kind bars.
as you were speaking about your loved ones,
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember, but I think so. I told you in a live, I spread the ashes of my baby,
Right. Yes, you did.
but it was because I have this talk in a live with you all, and you all told me that it was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
It was December 12th, and I spread his ashes in my favorite beach.
Did you spread them all?
Yeah. And I felt relief. Um, I feel a lot of love. I thought of I don't know how everything is living. Oh, it's living their spirituality.
Spirituality.
Yeah. But I after we talked, do you remember?
Right.
I felt it was a huge step for me
Right. To talk about it.
to talk about it and don't thought what nurses and doctors and my own family said to me that it wasn't a baby, it wasn't a person because it was less than 2 months old baby.
What
So
it was? Wait. It was less than. What did they say to you?
2 months. He was less than 2 months old baby.
Right. But he was 2 months old. Right.
I give a natural born.
Right, and then he lived for 2 months.
He never left the hospital. He was in
Right, but he lived for 2 months, right?
less than 2 months, a month and 3 weeks. Yeah,
And they told you that that wasn't a real baby.
yeah.
Wow.
I'm not blaming anyone. There are maybe some
Doctors
kind
and
of
nurses
person.
told you that too, Alicia?
The nurses, my doctor, my family, they don't recognize I had a baby. So
Wow.
yeah, I know.
What did they think they were treating for a month? What was that? Not a baby?
They avoid watching me with the belly, uh, 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 pregnant belly. So you know, I talk of my family a lot. I think I don't want to annoy you, uh, but yeah, my father and my older brother and etc. They want to acknowledge
You
I
know,
was having a baby on my own
you
without a
mean,
father.
okay, all right, yeah, because of that, just before that, yeah, they didn't want to.
Mhm. So when she was born, it was a natural birth.
Hmm.
Uh, I held him, and then he was in a um,
Intensive care unit?
yeah, and I forgot the name in English. Uh,
The NICU?
the, yeah, so it was he was with extensive care and things. And I don't want anybody to put I don't want to put anyone down with this history again. But I'm glad I could speak about it. Uh,
Right, and do you have pictures and like footprints and stuff of your son?
yeah, yeah, and it takes me a lot to acknowledge it was my son.
Yeah,
I had a son.
absolutely. Yeah, you still have a son.
uh, I spread his ashes December 12th, uh, um, uh, 2021. So that's it, and I am so grateful
Yeah, yeah. Some
for you
people,
all that hear the whole history, and they told me we have uh, some people, some kind people tell me we have histories of losing our babies,
yeah,
uh, and that's it. I want to tell you and tell them I'm so grateful.
right. I mean,
Uh,
and whatever, if something helps you to remember it, if you want to get a bracelet with his name or something like that, I mean, to wear, some people get a tattoo. It all depends. There's lots of ways people um, deal with the loss while trying to remember, the
yeah,
especially their child. Yeah.
since I talk to you, since I tell this story to you, the nurses and the doctor told me this was like a stillborn.
They said it was like a stillborn. Stillborns
Uh,
don't live a month and, over a month.
I, I know that.
But
I knew that.
even a stillborn child is still your child. You've still had a baby. It's still a loss.
I know, but they told me that, so I couldn't breathe at the time, and I was
I gave you the
uh,
number, Mike. You didn't get it?
freak out, and I don't know. I was so tortured, so sad.
Yeah. I don't understand why they would treat you like that. I don't get it.
I think it's an educational thing. The nurses were, but he never get out of the hospital, so
Well,
he was
that's
never like born.
no,
Um,
that's not true. Oh my gosh.
no,
I think
and I
sometimes
was.
they may. Some people just may be. I wouldn't expect somebody that deals with like a NICU nurse to be like that, but some people, like maybe a family member thinks, oh, maybe I'll make Alicia feel better. It really wasn't, and that's so silly. That's not going to make you feel better. I mean, but some people in their, I don't know, in their own twisted way of trying to make someone feel better, they could say a lot of really crazy things.
Um, it's really crazy because my younger sister, the one that nobody talks about it, uh, talks with her because she had a divorce. Uh, she was the only one that understand the situation because she had a miscarriage too.
Right.
And she's 11 years younger than me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And yeah,
And
so,
she was the only one that understood what was happening. Even my mother told me, "No, you should be glad. She was not meant to be, and this kind of thing."
yeah, and again, yeah, I don't know whether she's, yeah, it's not good to say. I don't know why she might have said that, but
Yeah,
it,
I think many people try to say the right thing, and they ended with the wrong thing. And I took a long time to acknowledge I really had a baby, and I really have the right to mourn that baby
yeah, well, you
and
have
to
a right to
grieve that
mourn the
baby.
baby. Yeah, even if you have a miscarriage, you mourn that baby. But yeah, definitely, but there are people that, yes, they will say things like that, and I don't know, are they intentionally? I think sometimes they think it's minimizing it for the person, or and helping them, or they're just clueless. There's just, but this shouldn't have been said, and you have every right to,
I know.
grieve your son for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Because and to celebrate his life as well. Not, you know what I'm saying, and to celebrate his life, and to celebrate his birthday, and to celebrate, that he was here, and to remember him whatever way you want to.
Uh, since I speak to you that morning,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I really felt, yeah, I had a son.
Right.
This was my son.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
really don't think like that before I speak to you in the middle of the Caripatiros case.
Right.
Yeah. I thank you, Carlin,
Oh, you're
and
welcome, Alicia.
uh,
You're welcome. I mean, I'm
I,
glad that we could
and
help you, and really, I think, yeah, just think of ways, to celebrate your son. If you want to read him a book, yeah, I mean, there's so many things you can do. It doesn't, you could, like somebody said, you talk to them, So if you wanted to read a special book for your son, wherever you are, maybe it's to go to that beach where you spread his ashes, or or do something there special, even if you write a heart in the sand with his name. I find that when I go to the beach is something I like to do.
Oh, thank
Take
you.
a picture of it, put it on your Instagram. I mean, yeah, you don't be ashamed to, put it out there.
Yeah, but um, um, the idiosyncrasy of here is not the same, you know?
Right, right. Yeah, but you just got to stop worrying about what people think and just
I really
do.
stopped the day we speak about it, and there was Martha, there was you, Caroline, there was Vida,
Mm-hmm.
there was all the people that was in chat, and I read the comments after, and they were so supportive and so loving.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Um,
I mean, I think everybody here, there's probably, more people maybe they're listening that have had something like that happen. And
yeah, I read that. I read a lot of stories of another ramblers that uh, have the same experience.
right. Yep. Yep. And somebody's saying,
So I just wanted this 4th, May 4th,
yeah, May the 4th, right?
to celebrate. Thank you, Carmen, for that space, that time, that engaging with me.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. And I think Mike, is that you?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Look,
Yep,
Alicia,
I'm stuck
Mike's
for
here.
finish. No, that's
Mike,
okay.
hi.
Hi, Alicia. Hey, just real quick, I just want to say, I'm sorry. I know you brought this up a few times, and I know it's hard on you, and I understand. I feel so bad for you. I when I was in my 20s, lost one like at about 3 months with a gal I was with, so I understand what you're saying. It bothers me to this day, and I'm sorry that you had to experience all that.
Oh, is that what you said? You lost a baby with? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
I was with the gal. I don't want to go into it, but I was with the gal at one time, and I lost one too. But I
Oh,
don't
Okay.
understand.
sorry to hear that, Mike.
But no, but Carolyn, you are so good at helping people and giving advice. I just listened to you. Oh my goodness, you guys are wonderful. You girls all together, man. I'm so proud of you guys for helping each other out in times of need. I love that. That's what I love about your channel, Carolyn. You're always there for us.
Mike,
Thanks, Mike. I
Mike,
appreciate you.
Mike.
Yeah.
When I told about my history with my child.
Yeah.
It was on Gaby Petito's uh, case,
Right.
and everybody in the community was so helpful and supportive. I was
Yeah.
very moved and thankful about it. Um, I'm so
Yeah.
glad that I'm talking to you, Mike.
No.
Mike's got a
I mean,
very kind voice. Like yeah, I told you, didn't I tell you your voice? Yeah, he's got a very like it's like I don't know. I forget who he sounds like, but I don't know. He's
no.
very very calming voice, Mike. Because even when you would come up and you'd be like, I'd like, oh gosh, the first time like he's gonna be all upset about something, and then you came on and you're like, hey, how you doing? Like I just have something to say, and I'm like, okay. But
No, I'm not as bad as you guys think. If I can just have 1 second, I'm sorry, just go off subject for a little bit.
yeah,
I'm kind of a troublemaker in the chat down there below, or whatever. I kind of like to argue with people or whatever.
right.
But I really do want to say thank you to Carolyn and for all the viewers. I mean, this is what I love about Carolyn's channel. I mean, you guys, man, when I see you guys, when you guys need each other, you guys are there for each other. And I just love that. I mean, that's what keeps bringing me back. I mean, I know you guys have your girl issues you guys talk about, but it means, I just admire Carolyn so much for that, and
thanks.
for all you guys that are friends.
Yeah.
I mean, and then the other thing I want to say real fast, if I could.
Go
I
ahead.
know I
There's no
kinda did
time. You don't have a timer. You can talk.
Okay.
You can talk
I
about
did-
it, Mike.
Well, I kind of gave a couple mods a hard time, but I tell you, it's just, I want to apologize about that when I made little snappy remarks. I love all of you guys. You guys know that. I hope you know that.
I know,
just-
I do. Because even when you would get me out, like, the only time I got scared, Mike, was like when I had never spoken to you, and I got these like emails, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and then you're like, can I just come on? And I'm like, oh boy, because I think Scooter was here, and I said, this is going to be really bad. He's probably going to start screaming. I said, I don't know. And then he gets on, and he's like this, and he's like, you know I love you guys. And I'm like, what is this going on?
I remember that. I
Yes,
remember
because
that.
I thought you were going to
No.
start like screaming your head off at us, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, no."
No. I do come across differently in chat than what people say I do in real life. You know what I mean, or whatever. But I'm not good with writing and expressing my feelings over text and writing and comments and stuff like that. But anyway, that's still no excuse because I am out of line sometimes, a lot. You know what I mean? You
But
guys
that's-
know
I
that.
mean, yeah, but I do know that about you now. So I know, like, if you're in a mood or something, I know, like, oh, the next day he'll be okay. You know, he'll say, I don't know what, you know, and people have moods, you know, and yeah, you gotta just.
Yeah, I told you, Mike. One day, it is like the other day, like today, like May 4th day. Remember?
I'm sorry, you're cutting out a little bit on my phone. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
You said,
Yeah.
remember what? What did you want him to remember, Alicia?
I told Mike that there are dates that are not the same.
Oh, dates
Yeah.
that are not the same.
Dates.
Yeah.
In a year, they are not the same.
Oh, do you
They're
mean
different.
holidays? You mean like July 4th? Is that
Yeah.
what you're talking about?
Yours is the 28th.
Last
Yours
year
is the-
I was taking my first shot of the COVID. Remember,
Right.
I was in Miami alone in a hotel room watching the fireworks.
Oh, really? On the 4th of
Happier
July? Yeah.
than the night was the night today. Yeah.
You're happier now?
That's
Yeah,
what I
that's
do.
good.
Yeah, how 1 year can change things is amazing. It really is. It is just how time can change.
And how, a week
stuff.
can change things, you know, and, you know, you think sometimes like things are, you know, crazy or whatever, but a lot of times they're just build them up in your head that it's worse than it is. And you know what it is like, especially when you get out of whatever situation and you even talk to other people and you see that they don't even know anything about what's going on, and you're like, okay, this isn't maybe as big as I think it is, you know? And we build things up, I think, and catastrophize, you know, things that, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world, the sky's falling, and no, we'll go on, you know? And you just have to, time has a way of working things out, and sometimes it's just like, just when people lose a job or something, they're like, oh my gosh, right? Okay, because nobody wants to lose a job. Nobody wants to, you know, sometimes even if you got a divorce or you broke up in a relationship, but it brings you to something better. And then when you get to that better thing, maybe it brings you to a different job or even a different career or a different path. And then you're like, wow, you know, like it's really like the Rascal Flatts song, you know, God bless the broken road. But yeah, I mean, there's things that not, you know, what do they say? In every, what is it? Every crisis, there's opportunity. It sounds like a fortune cookie thing, but it's the opposite. So I think in every crisis, there's who knows that one? Every crisis, there's opportunity or something.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I know what
It's
you're
like
trying
it's
to.
like they reverse the word around. I don't know what it is, but it can bring different things, and I don't know. Well, it's like one door closes, one door opens, but when you're right in it, like somebody that, like that, I don't know if you watch this podcaster. I used to watch him, listen to him, and then he made a show. But he wrote a book called Let Go because he got let go from his job. He thought it was the freaking end of the world, right? It was nothing could be worse. And what he did then, he started to work online and he designed all of this residual income and he designed this website that was about like for people taking a certain kind of test and Pat Riley, I think was not Pat Riley or something like that was his name. And he just found out he became like a multi-millionaire doing this stuff. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then he did something with like a food truck website, and he just saw that he could do this. It would never have happened if he stayed at his old job, but it was like the worst thing in the world. So then he wrote a book, and it's called Let Go, like they let him go, and all about how his life changed and was like 1,000,000 times better by losing his job. And had he not lost that job, he would have never be where he is now. And then he had
Exactly.
a podcast and a channel on YouTube and all of this stuff.
Yeah, I read when I come in when the fireworks are. You were watching the fireworks, Caroline, with your family,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, Mike, every year is different.
Yeah, it is.
That's so true.
Yeah, and
That
Yeah,
is so
last
true.
year I was in Miami taking my first shot because in Peru there was no shots for COVID, and I was, but I was happier than today. So,
yeah, but I was just using that as an example, Robert Bob. It could be you lost a job. It could be your house burns down. Like whatever it is. Like sometimes, just it's bringing you somewhere else. It's
Yep,
for a
exactly,
reason.
Caroline. God shuts the doors on some things, but other doors open up.
Yeah,
That's exactly
and I
true.
believe puts people in our path, and everybody's saying now this. I have never heard more people say this. Your friends and people in your life are in your life for a reason, a season, what was it, a
yeah,
lifetime, or a lesson. So yeah, sometimes people are in our lives for a little bit of time. Could be to teach us something. Sometimes they're in just for a season, and then there's ones that go with us through the whole thing. So that are lifelong. And
I agree. I agree, Mike.
Yep.
Do
Hey,
you?
speaking of, you want to hear what happened to you? You want to hear what happened to your friend last week? On the lighter note, that I'm really embarrassed about. A little fast story here.
sure, yeah.
Okay, so I'm telling you guys, I'm getting older. Okay, you're not going to believe what happened to me. So, okay, the little grocery store sells like hamburgers and hot dogs, on nice days or whatever, and
Right.
on the weekends, on Fridays and stuff. So I always run up there and I grab whatever they're selling. Whatever at lunch or whatever.
Right.
Well, listen to what happened to me.
Oh,
So
gosh.
I'm up there, and I had my hands full because I had a bag. I went into the store beforehand, and the little stand is outside. And I got there right when they started serving, so I was like parked right in the front parking spot. Okay, like right where everybody could see you. Well, anyway, so I'm getting a couple of the bratwursts they were selling that day or whatever, and I had my hands full, and I'm trying to carry things. But the reason why I went at that time was I was trying to get up there to beat the crowd, okay?
Right.
First of all, there was probably about 30 or 40 people sitting on picnic tables waiting or whatever. Anyways, so when I left, I put on a pair of pants that I normally don't wear, okay?
Right.
And I guess they needed a belt,
Oh
all right?
gosh. Oh
Well,
gosh.
So I'm walking to my car, which is not that far away, and I did one of these things when I got in my truck. I knew they were loose, so I did like one of these roll jobs, whatever, kind of keep them up higher
Right,
or whatever.
yeah.
Well, when I started walking towards my car, I felt them starting to slip down. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
So I'm walking with my legs wider and wider, trying to get to my door, and I'm the first car parked, like right across the street, so everybody can see me that's there. And I make it to my door. I'm all happy. I have my legs spread, and try to keep my pants up, and I'm holding all this stuff, and I'm reaching for my door now. My pants dropped down to my knees, Carolyn.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus!
Oh my gosh, I was so embarrassed. I jumped into my truck so fast, I took off. I haven't been able to go back to that grocery store since.
Have you lost a lot of weight? Is that what's...
No, it was a pair of pants that I just threw on because they were clean, and I had some dirtier pants on earlier, and I thought, I'm going to run up there and beat the crowd. So I just quick threw those on that were clean, that I found that were hanging in the closet or whatever.
Right.
And they always needed a pair of belts, but I was so embarrassed.
You know what would have been
Deborah,
funny? You know what would have been funny, Mike, if you would have just...
here.
You know what would have been funny if he just went like this. Oh my gosh, I've lost more weight. Look at this. I'm eating hamburgers and hot dogs. This is the greatest diet ever. And my pants, I can't even keep them on anymore. I'm losing weight walking to the car. Because people would have been like laughing, but we don't think of that. We're just like mortified. Like, who saw that and have to get into the car, right? Like, oh my gosh. So
no, that is true. That would have been hilarious if I would have done that.
Right?
No, I think of those old videos. I think of those people, those older guys that are on like their daughter's wedding thing and their pants drop with their tuxedos. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting old. To let something like that happen, though, Carolyn, that's old age. Oh man, always making up excuses, getting in a hurry or whatever. There's no excuse for that. But I was so embarrassed. Oh my gosh. But anyway, that was my little story I was going to tell you about. Oh my gosh.
Where are you, Mike?
I'm up in South Dakota. I've been here for about
why do I think you're in
2 years.
Wisconsin? I thought you were in Wisconsin.
I know everybody thinks something. There's a gal from, what's her name? Oh my gosh, I can't think of her name right now. Oh, she's from Wisconsin.
Muppets?
She was in chat last night. That's where I think you got that messed up.
Yeah, we have a few. We have a few from Wisconsin. And Suki, I think it's from Wisconsin too. But I don't know. I always thought you're in South Dakota. Wow, I don't.
Yeah, but I'm actually, I'm from Omaha, and that's kind of where I was at most of my life in Omaha. But but I'm going to be probably going back there or somewhere else here real soon.
South Dakota.
But that's maybe we got it mixed up at.
There's not like a lot of stuff in South Dakota, is there?
No. It's so boring. I'm sorry, it's just so boring.
Really?
The fire, just Alicia, for like here in America, we're big with fireworks. I mean, well, Omaha's not a big city. With surrounding areas, it's maybe get close to 1 million now, or whatever. It's like big enough where there's a lot of people and there's nothing to do. So they're like firework fanatics. I mean, even people from Dallas, my relatives from California and stuff, when they come, they're like, you guys are nuts about fireworks. I mean, for 2.5 weeks, dude, you hear fireworks every freaking night, shows everywhere. Here, I'm in this small town right now. I haven't even heard a firework yet.
Oh my gosh.
Don't feel bad. We are banned to do fireworks here in Peru.
No fireworks. They don't even put on any.
Yeah, because they were real fire in the market, black market.
The black market.
Yeah. Where they
it's not legal there, right? So
yeah. So they're banned. Banned, but they do them.
They still get them.
Yeah.
Or is it 333? Yeah, it's 333. Thanks, Crafty Crafter. They still do them. Well, they are not legal in New York, but they're legal in Pennsylvania. But the cops, they don't care. In fact, my son Michael, his best friend growing up, his father was a state trooper, and I swear to you, one day he comes over like this. He dropped his son over because they used to always stay here. And he goes to this. Here's all these fireworks that we've confiscated. Have fun.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not kidding around. And if somebody calls the cops or anything like that, they will they won't do anything.
I know. Deborah Vancouver, 533 Here where?
But it's,
You bet. Hey, you ladies, I just wanted to say thank you. I just wanted to tell you a little story. Alicia, I'm so sorry. I hope people cheered you up tonight a little bit. And thank you, all the members and the viewers. And you guys, Katilynn, thank you for sharing the fireworks with us.
oh yeah,
And
I'll
make
share
my
some.
4th
I'll
of July
share some
better.
more tomorrow night. You know, I'm sure they're gonna
Okay.
have some more, and we'll share some more.
All right.
And
Well, you two
maybe
continue
they'll
talking
be
and
on
have
the
a
other
great
side
night.
where they won't be the tree. That we won't have that. I think maybe they're going to be on the other side, so they won't have the tree.
Okay. All right.
Everybody
I love
says
all
that
you guys,
tree.
and thank you so much. Okay,
All right, thanks.
Bye-bye.
I
Love
love
Mike.
you.
Bye. Love you, Mike.
Okay, bye, Alicia. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Your cats hate the noise, John Wasaki. Yeah, I wonder how my daughter's cat made out. She was calling me like right during the fireworks. And I was like, wait, call your sister. Your dad was a police officer, so we always had fireworks.
You're so funny.
What'd she say? 5:33 here. Oh, buy some new britches.
Yeah.
Listening to Mike's story. Oh, you're listening to Mike's story about his pants? Yeah, that's funny. That would be so funny if he was just like, sorry about this, folks. I can't stop losing weight on this new hamburger and hot dog diet. I swear these fit me when I was going into the store.
I know.
I hope he didn't. I hope he didn't have on like little tidy whitey things on. I hope he had like, oh my god, or that he didn't have that anything on. Oh my gosh, that too much. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, I used to have that. That's making me laugh because I used to have this one pair of pants. I don't know what they were. They were like really weird. They were like this weird material, and they would like slide. Oh gosh, I wonder. I didn't even think about these pants in so long until Mike just I just thought about this.
Like vanilla ice.
And I wondered where
Ice, baby. Like ice, baby. That's that kind of pants.
I don't know. No, I can't. They were black and they were like they were almost like a pair of workout pants or yoga pants, but they were made of a weird material.
Maybe they were a vanilla ice.
No, Alicia, just wait.
Ice pants.
And I would be like cleaning and stuff or vacuuming, and I'd feel them like falling down, right? And I'd be like, what the heck is going on? And then I'd be like, oh my gosh, they were like halfway down. I'm like, this is crazy. But now I haven't thought about those pants in so long. But oh my gosh, but thankfully I was just like vacuuming around the house. But
thank you, Mike.
but I haven't even thought about those pants. I can't even. Oh my gosh, I forgot all about those pants. It used to drive me crazy, and I did not think about those pants for so long. Now I don't even remember them until I just thought about that. But it used to drive me crazy. Oh my gosh. Because a lot of times I would be doing something like, or what I always was like, I was cleaning. Maybe I wore them a lot to clean, and my hands would be in soap or something. I couldn't pull my pants up because I didn't want to get it all over me. So I'd be like, oh, I'll just do it in a minute. I'll do it in a minute. And then I'd be like, what the heck? And then I have to go take all my gloves off or whatever the heck. But that's funny. Knit or terry cloth. I think they were more of a like a shiny, like a I don't know, like a.
Yeah, vanilla as well.
Is that what it is?
Here in Peru.
Okay, I might not know that. Okay. Oh my gosh, but it was bad. And one time I was vacuuming, I thought it was like Home Alone, right? Because I said, "Oh well, forget it. I was gonna keep vacuuming, and I'm gonna be done in a minute." Because I still had gloves on because I was cleaning. I had like all like cleaner on, you know, because I'm polishing something. And then I think I turn around and Jimmy's like, "What the hell's going on?" And I'm like, "But wait, I don't want to touch like myself with these gloves. I want to take them off, and I just want to finish what I'm doing." Oh my gosh.
Mike.
It's too much.
That's your fault.
But that's good. I totally forgot about that. About those pants. Coming back to me now. Oh my God. That's crazy. I think, remember when LuLaRoe and people were saying that they were splitting their pants? They said they love their leggings, but I only had, some lady gave me, on Instagram, she gifted the LuLaRoe leggings to me. And mine never did anything like that, but I don't wear them all the time. And
Who? LuLaRoe?
LuLaRoe. It was it was kind of like a multi-level marketing type of pants and shirts and stuff. And you know who wore a lot of it? My daughter told me, because I didn't even recognize it, was that Nicole from 90 Day Fiance, the one that had as in that company. She was always wearing LuLaRoe. But when they first got it, I remember people would say they wore it and then their pants split completely in the back when they were out. And I remember that she came home and she showed pictures like in this Facebook group, and she's like, oh my gosh, she's like, they're like butter and this and that, but I wore them out today and didn't realize the whole back seam split. And so I always was like a little scary. You had a skirt slit up the back while dancing all the way to the waist, no place to go, and the bartender gave me duct tape to fix it. Wow. Yeah.
Everyone in the chat
If you've ever lost your pants,
got it.
If you've ever lost your pants, type a 2 in there. If you've lost your pants in a public place, type a 2 for losing your pants.
Never covered it. I know you have later embarrassing moment. I know that.
Oh, gosh. Type a 2 if you've lost your pants. Or what about people that jump in with a bathing suit and then the top comes off or something, or flies up?
Oh.
You know
Check.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, look at Liza Ward. She's lost her
it
pants.
on me.
Liza's lost her pants.
Yeah.
Many times, apparently.
Don't blame it on me.
Robbity Bob's lost her pants. Several times, Liza, you've lost your pants? Oh, no.
No.
Look at that. You're in good company. Robbity Bob and Liza Ward have all lost their pants.
No, they're blaming me too.
Are they blaming you?
Yeah.
You've had a bathing suit do that? Yeah, I think probably.
Yeah.
2, but it was my son. He lost his pants, or he took your pants off? Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Hi, it's Pink.
You're so funny.
Just lost my mind. Instead, put it 1 if you've ever had that. Isa says, I have no hips or bums, so they just fall. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Okay, I'm gonna put 1.
Oh, if you lost your mind? Yeah, me too.
No, I don't have hips or
Oh, no. No, the 1 is for Deborah Van Couverdin for losing her mind.
No, I'm not 1.
Yeah, Robbity Bob's a 1 and a 2. Robbity Bob is losing their mind and their pants. No,
I'm
oh, he lost
sorry.
his pants. Okay. You're losing your mind too, crafty crafter, on a budget.
Can
Oh
I
my.
have no butt and no um,
So then you have to
hip?
then you have to get a belt and cinch it.
No.
Well, duct tape them on then. You've done it all, Robbity Bob.
There
Yeah.
you go. Oh my God. Ice, baby. I need the ice, baby.
What about you've lost your mind when the bikini top fell off? Yeah. Hang onto your keys and wallet, Robbity Bob. Ginger says. You hate
Oh
belts,
my
yeah.
God.
Yeah, but what about I'm trying to think if anybody's ever had like, oh my gosh, a real malfunction with their clothing. If you've ever seen people that like go out with and they don't know like their pants are see-through or something, or and you see them and you feel embarrassed.
It's okay.
You feel embarrassed for them though. Like,
No.
did someone not tell them? I do. I feel like that. Oh, wait a minute. Says you've been blocked. Christy
I've
Lang.
been blocked.
Wait,
Christy
no. Blocked? You shouldn't be blocked. Why would you be blocked? I've got your email. You're not blocked. Hold on.
Funny.
I didn't know it was there. Here, I'm sending you the number now. I'm sorry. There you go.
Okay.
You're not blocked, Christy. I got your email. I just sent you the number.
Really?
You're not blocked. I got your 2 emails now. Oh my gosh. There you go. I just sent it to you twice. Sent it to you twice. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Christy's going to call in. I think Christy called in once. Okay, I think she might have called in once. I think so. Let me see. Hold on.
That's so funny. Deb?
I didn't know what that story was going to be. Did you know what that was going to be
No.
from Mike? I didn't know what I was thinking of like 1,000 things. Here she is.
Okay.
Please have your pants on. Hi, Christy. I think she's connecting her audio. Hi. You weren't blocked. I just didn't know that you sent the email in. Oh.
Very sorry. I'm not very computer savvy.
Oh, that's okay. You did it fine. You got right in immediately, so that's good.
Hi, thank you so much for letting me be here.
Oh, yeah, no problem. So, sorry to hear about your mom.
It was very sudden, very, it's good though. It's good.
Yeah. Well, they say it's easier on them, but harder on us. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is. I did that with my mother. That's how my mother went, and it's, I wouldn't want her around to suffer or something or have some, but it's so hard. Just
And same with my niece. It's like she was 17 when we lost her.
Oh wow, sorry.
And it just death is a part of life, and but that doesn't mean we have to like it.
No, and especially with a young person or a child, that's not that's not natural. So it's like our parents, we know usually that they're gonna, go before us, and we kind of, as they get older, get ourselves try a little bit prepared that that's gonna happen and it's expected, right? But it's just,
Right.
yeah, it's still hard, still very hard.
Well, I'm just so thankful y'all are here because let me tell you, y'all have. I think I joined you 2018,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 2018, I believe, and been with you ever since. And I'm telling you right now, y'all have absolutely carried me through a lot of very, very lonely times, but also happy times. And I've laughed with you.
It's gonna happen and it's expected, right? But it's just,
What? Oh,
yeah.
Alicia, I think you got that plan. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. All of a sudden this just came out, but well, I'm glad we could help you through those times, and because yeah, you guys have carried me through. I mean, it's the same thing, really, and that's what I don't think a lot of people understand, that this community, these people, so all of you have carried me through things, definitely, and the loss of my son, and it's like, if I didn't have that to pull myself together and come, you know what I'm saying? So it's, people don't understand, but yeah, I'm just as grateful. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Y'all have made me laugh. I've got two older sisters, and you and Scooter. I'm just telling you right now, y'all are like my family. I have laughed until I cried, and I'm talking like 2:00 in the morning.
Is Scooter like the crazy aunt? Sorry, Scooter. Okay.
Yeah, she's like my oldest sister, and I'm telling you right now, when you were talking about your Mary Jane shoes, and I'll tell you what made me laugh the hardest was when you were talking about, and I can't remember who it was, when she was going out on a date. Right now.
I have to mute Alicia for a second, because Alicia, I'm just muting you for a second because you have feedback of what we're doing. Oh, was it that girl Ashley Vestal that was going out on that date?
Yes.
Yes.
I was laughing so hard, and y'all were planning, looking at the license plate. And I'm telling you right now that would have been my sisters and myself, and I laughed until I was crying. And my husband, bless his heart, he just was like, "What are you laughing at?" And I was just like, and then he started listening. Oh my goodness, but it really made me feel so less alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I know. We've had a lot of laughs here. It's like, I still think back to like maybe the first few times I went live, and then somebody told me, oh, if you're choking on something, you run into the couch. And I'm like, run into the couch? Well, what do you mean you run into the couch? You just go running, flying into the couch. And I just started cracking up over that. And then so every time it always comes up. And then what do I do the other night? Choke on a freaking vitamin. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be horrible if I was like, something happened. Can you imagine? And I don't usually choke on them. And then I was like really shook up for that. And then everybody's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. I was freaking out with you, because, and Jimmy had just choked before that. And then he can't hear well from there. So he's like, what, are you choking? Are you okay? I'm like, no, I think I need some help.
And then when he fell down the stairs.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just telling you right now, I was watching that and I about peed my pants. Like, I don't know how to explain that. I like literally, well, your first reaction is like, oh my
what
gosh,
is going on?
hurt.
Like, what is going on? My first reaction was, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
I didn't know what the noise was. I never thought he was falling down the stairs. I thought we were having an earthquake. I didn't know what that was. It was the craziest noise.
You said the dresser.
Yes, well, I thought
down.
it was an earthquake and the dresser was coming down. See, I thought it was both. The earthquake was making the dresser come down. So I'm just like, the hutch, you know, because we used to have this double thing that I'm like, oh my gosh, we're having an earthquake. This is coming down. What is going on? And then I'm like, I hear him. I'm like, but he popped right up. See, that's what people don't
He
understand.
did.
He wasn't
Like a
laying on the
boss.
floor. If he was laying on the floor, I'm like, he popped right up. He goes, I'm fine. You know, like in that. I'm like, what? I'm like, that was you falling down the stairs, Jimmy. Are you kidding me? And
Like
yeah.
a boss. And I let me tell you something. I have never, and I needed it. Like it came at a time when and of course I was like worried about him. I was like, oh my God, did he hurt himself?
Yeah, he just popped right up so fast. I'm fine.
He really did.
Oh
Yeah,
my
y'all are good people.
Oh, thanks.
I'm
Thanks.
very, very thankful. Because y'all have carried me through a lot of stuff. I'm just telling you, I literally, like the past 2 or 3 years, been through so much. I just am like, shocked.
Yeah. A lot of, I mean, a
know.
lot of people in here, I think, probably relate because a lot of people have been through stuff, you know, and it's
Yeah.
sharing it and just like when we had the grief groups and stuff, and people come on and you're not alone, and
Yeah.
and you get to know people because a lot of, and then when we got in the pandemic, people didn't have, their friends or family, and this really helped so much. This helps me, like I said, in the winter. The winters up here were dreadful. We used to have a lot of snow, like knock on wood. Our winter last year was not bad, but we used to get snowed in so much. And I would say, oh, the winters drag on. But since I started doing this and talking with everybody every night, it's that social interaction I think that you miss the most in the winter when we would get snowed in and you didn't see anybody and you didn't go out, and that helps because there are people here that can't get out, and they're like, oh, I just love when you show, whether it's the fireworks or you show something else, because they can't get out, they can't get around,
Absolutely.
and even ones that live in a different country or something, or maybe like Mike that lives in South Dakota where they don't have a lot of stuff going on,
Right.
it's just fun to just kind of virtually
Yeah.
sit around and watch the same thing or talk about the same thing, and it's funny too.
Fake.
Yeah, but you know what's
It-
funny? What I really find funny is like, just like 3 times in the last week, I'll say something like, "Oh, I learned how to make this bag from this YouTuber," and somebody go, "Oh, is it this one?" And it's the exact same one that I watched, and I say, "Oh, that's so crazy that you were watching that and I was watching that. And now we're together on this." And it's like that's happened like 3 times in the past week with something with like 3 different YouTubers that we found out we were watching together. And then
Yeah.
up here.
Yeah, and the shells, and I had been working with shells actually, not what you were doing, and of course that turned me on to a different artwork, to the shells and things like that. But I'm a professor and I teach. Very, these students are so stressed out, and they have to learn medical things and so on and so forth. But I always teach them and tell them, don't lose yourself in this. Okay, there's a balance, and enjoy nature, enjoy what you love to do, and of course you helped me remind me of that, and just going to the beach and picking up the shells, and of course I just lost it. Like when you were picking up the shells and Ellen, I could literally see it. Like you putting all these shells in your shirt.
Oh, I was. I have pictures
know.
with my hoodie pockets full, like out to here, and he
Yes.
says his pants were dragging because it was like one of those. It was the sunscreen hoodies, but it was really stretchy, like it was that.
Yes.
And so you could just keep piling in the shells. So like I was just putting them in like crazy, and then it was
Because
hanging
they're-
so low to my knees,
Yes.
like the pockets.
Because they're all your children, because everything is beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think that's the take-home message. Like everything is beautiful. And,
Well, yeah. Well, like I mean, and I was finding Jesus on the beach. Like I'm like, this is the Virgin
Yes.
Mary. I can't leave the Virgin Mary on the beach.
No.
No, not at all. And like, and I'm just like, I'm so glad I have here. But I was freaking out. you just loved it. And you know what? My cousin who's up, they're the ones that are from Edisto. So my cousin's son was talking to me, and I said, you know, you grew up in Edisto. He said, did you ever, the shells? I said, you probably think it's crazy. And I came back with like 600 pounds of shells. And he said, well, yeah. And I said, do you know, Skylar, that you could have a business with those shells? I said, if you're ever looking for a side gig, he had no idea. Like, he goes, people want those shells? I said, look on Etsy or something. See what they're paying for those shells, Skylar. And he goes like this, that's crazy. And then I go, his sister is my cousin's daughter. So I said, how's she doing? She's 20, what is she? No, 19. So he said, well, now she just finished her associate's degree and she's going for her bachelor's. I said, he said, marine science. And I said, what do you think she wants to do? And he goes like this, she really wants to work on the oyster reefs. And I said, are you kidding me? The oyster reefs? And he goes, Carolyn, I never even put the connection until just now with the oyster reefs. And I said, oh my gosh, you know, who would think that these oyster shells would like, I never even noticed an oyster shell before. Like, even when I went to other beaches, I don't think I ever saw them. And then as soon as I saw the decoupage projects in them, I'm like, I've got to find an oyster shell. And it happened to be at the beach where my cousin lives. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Now I'm like,
well, I think what it is, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no.
I think what it is you see these oyster shells, and they're literally like little blank canvases.
Yeah.
You know, when you were decoupaging, of course, you know, thanks to you, like I said in the email before, thanks to you, I'm decoupaging everything. I'm like, oh. In a loving way, I say that. And so these little oyster shells, they really are.
Yeah.
You know, and all these beautiful ridges and the surface area.
They're growth rings. I learned that you can tell how old the oyster is with the growth rings. Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like wood too. That's my other art thing. Is wood. I love wood.
Right.
Just cherish it. It's just beautiful. The growth rings, and I think it has a lot to do with like the without getting too philosophical, I suppose, but just age and wisdom. You know, you see these things, and then you can do such
and I think you
miraculous things.
appreciate them, like especially with a shell, because you wonder where that shell's been. What has that shell seen, right? I know people think, oh, this is crazy, but I think definitely, I think you look at all these creatures, or the shells of these creatures after so long, and they come from the ocean onto the beach, and it's like you have a very limited time to get it, or it'll be washed away again, right? So when you find one, it's just everyone is different, and nobody thought like they would get attached. It was so funny when Rebecca was in the house, and she goes, I was laughing at Carolyn. I'm going home with 3 bags of shells, okay? I didn't even like shells when I came here. I'm going home with 3 bags of shells, okay? So she's like, and then Scooter was kind of laughing, and then she's like, I can't give up my shells. I'm attached to them, like I'm like,
I know.
Oh my God.
And it's so funny. That's how I look at the students that I teach too. These medical students that are learning how to take care of people. I look at them like that as well. I just look at them and like, oh my goodness, each one of you are so special and on a journey. And I think that's part of the reason why I love art, so much.
Right.
Because it's an expression of it. And of course, as silly as it is, I suppose, in the scheme of things. But I do think that as we get older, we do realize, we have this wisdom. And so you look at each individual and each shell, each branch of wood, each bird, rock, everything. And I think that's the reason why we connect so well. But the Mommy Ramblings family is because we see things and its potential. And so, like the crafting art, and even what we talk about is so lovely from the aspect that we see the value, I think, in things.
Right.
And cooking, and of course, y'all made me laugh so hard. And I can't remember, what was it? You and Jimmy were frying.
Oh, those cookies? Was it those
Yes,
those
and
cookies with the iron?
Why, yes, and I tried it and I failed miserably. I'm not a good cook.
Oh, well, that might have been that was a little difficult because you had to get it like it couldn't come up on the top of the thing, and it was like, and then
Yes.
Jimmy wanted total control, and I was like, "Can I try one, please?" Oh my god!
I'm just telling you, y'all are just exactly. My husband is a second grade teacher. He teaches we live in a rural community, and he teaches second grade. But boy, I'm telling you, y'all are exactly like us.
Yeah.
I have laughed so hard because he does that. He, like, moms,
Right.
I
Right.
guess, is the, no, you need to hammer it like this. And
Yeah,
of course,
right,
the
yeah.
artist I am, I'm like, well, I'm going diagonal.
Right. Yeah. Don't let it get over the edge. Don't. No.
Yeah.
Don't put it this way. Yeah.
Right down to planting my flowers. I'm like, really, Jonathan? It says 12 inches apart. And he's like, no, it says 13 and a half. I'm like, okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's the way it is, but it's real. Let's put it that way.
It is.
It's real, and parents know everything. Tag you. It says your parents know everything. When you are a child, when you become an adult, you ask your parents for advice. They never know anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Taguates.
That's true. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, but
that is true. Well, I'm telling you, because the girls, I have 3 daughters. My oldest 35, my youngest 22, and I remember a time where I literally didn't know anything. Now I know everything, and so I get phone calls every day, about 6 or 7 times a day.
oh yeah.
It's lovely. I
What
couldn't
is
be.
your 35-year-old daughter married?
She is.
You have
Yes.
do you have any grandkids?
She is. 4. I've got 4 grandchildren
Oh, wow.
from her. Yeah, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah Elizabeth, and Noah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then I've got Milo.
Oh my goodness.
I know it. Milo, Ella Rose, and then the last one, Luke Henry.
They're all of your girls have kids?
They do.
Wow.
I'm very blessed.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very blessed.
Wow.
I'll tell you what.
How old are your grandkids from youngest to oldest?
13 all the way down to 1.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and they're so fun. And, I always tell them, I'm just like, you're so much cooler than your mom. And they love that.
Right.
And
you've got a lot.
grandchildren-
You got a lot of boys in there where you didn't have boys, right? You've got a lot of boys.
I do. I do.
Yeah.
I've got 2 granddaughters.
Yeah. Wow.
And I was raised around all girls.
Oh wow. Okay.
All girls.
So boys
So
are
I
all
had-
new to you. Yeah.
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 Well, the problem comes when I don't know what to get them for Christmas and birthdays and stuff. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
what do you get boys? I don't know. Yeah, because I've had all girls and sisters and so on and so forth, but they are just lovely. But they are very, very brilliant. And of course, I raised the girls to be, their father and I raised them to be good people.
Yeah.
Loving and thoughtful. Think before you speak. Think before you do. And, life is really short.
Yeah. Yep.
And do good things,
Yeah, that's important. A lot of people just don't treat people good, and they just, I don't know, just do crappy things, and I think if we just go
Yeah.
ahead and try to keep our side of the street clean is what, like, most therapists or whatever tell you, even if you're in, whether it's a relationship or whatever it is, get your side of the street clean.
Yeah.
Keep it, be a good person, do the right things, even if the other person doesn't. You're doing the right thing, and then usually it'll end up that the other person will pull it together. It's usually, sometimes, you can't worry about, if it's like your spouse or if it's your child or whatever it is, what you're doing. Just try to be better at whatever you do and do it.
Correct.
Right.
And I tell the students, well, first and foremost, I thank them every day. Every time I teach them, I'm like, thank you for letting me have your time. Thank you for letting me teach you. But we have two choices. We every minute of the day, we have two choices. One, you're either going to make somebody's day or you're going to break it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can say something or do something that can absolutely make somebody's day, or you can make, or you can say or do something that could
That's
break
perfect.
somebody's day.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. And sometimes it seems, there's people that want to make other people miserable, really. So they'll say something
Yeah.
extremely hurtful, like with Alicia and her baby, or just so many things that the people don't think about, or they just say callous things just because they want to hurt somebody.
Yeah, and I never understood that because the energy that it takes, I think, so easy, and so.
But it's also the energy that when somebody's like that, and I believe it, the energy that they're putting out is coming back to them, and that's why they're miserable all the time, and that's why they're trying to make people miserable. But the more they're doing the miserable stuff, it's coming back. If they would try being a little kind, like my brother would always say, just say a random compliment to every person you meet.
Yeah.
So whether it's the lady at McDonald's or the lady at the bank, just go out there and just see what happens. Just give them a compliment. Not only just be nice to them, but give them a compliment.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's a really nice blouse you have on, or oh, you're so good with that. You're very talented. Whatever it is, just try it, and you'll see, because you're putting that out there. And and even when people are like rotten to me, I say love and light to you. I'm not going to get love and light to you, because that's what I want to put out, because that's what I want coming back.
Absolutely.
Not negative.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, when my mother, my sweet mother, she wasn't but 4'3". She was just a little bitty thing. We called her the hummingbird because she was just so little, but had such a huge flight, and so beautiful, and so nice. And everybody that I've ever met, she was so sweet. She was always so kind to me. And even the people that that we found challenging,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm talking about, challenging. And they said, when everybody else was mean to me, your mother was very nice to me, and that's an honor. And so, you just have to, at the end of the day, what do you want to have done?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the biggest thing, the take-home point, and the biggest thing that I've learned, actually, in the scheme of things, because life is hard, man. I mean, I've been through a lot, been through a whole lot. I'm 54, and even to this day, I can't believe so much more to learn. And just right down to gardening. I'm starting to garden.
Gardening is very therapeutic, though. Yeah.
It's
yes.
very therapeutic, but it's so complex.
Yeah.
And I've been like learning things. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I need to give it this or that,
Yeah.
But we have a moral responsibility to each other to strive to be really nice. I think just nice.
Yeah, I think that the hardest thing is that, like, when you see some people, and even entering, like, their later years, their whatever they want to call them, the golden years, to people's 60s, in their 70s, and they're still not kind to people. They're still,
No.
you know, like those mean girls in high school, and you're like, haven't you outgrown that? You know, that's the thing that's hardest for me to accept. And when you find that, you're just like, I can't even believe that, because you think when you, like you say, that wisdom that comes, and but I don't know. I was never one of those girls. I was never a game player, never one of those that seek to destroy or like play these games and, oh yeah, you know, like that book, you're in this mean book, you're in the slam book, we're going to make fun of you, we're going to, you know, never did that stuff. So I can't say that that I've grown out of it, because I was never in it. I don't know, because I don't follow up with like mean girls from high school to see if they're still that way, but what on YouTube and, you know, I've seen, it's like, I find it, they're still, like you say, well, how, I mean, I've just seen so much, and just say, how can people be like that in their 60s and their 70s, even their 50s and their 40s? This should have ended long ago. How can you be raising children and treat people like this? And the people that just cut people out of their life, they just like, and they don't care. And meanwhile, then they're like, you know, just talking about, oh, you know, I want to be good, I want to do this. But how you're good? It's not good. It's not good to treat people like that. And I just, it's sad. I've seen a lot of things that have really, really made me sad. And I don't know, just that people could treat people like that.
But I don't know. And you know, and plus too, I literally can look at other people, each and every, and if we all did this, if we all just stopped and looked, even at the angry people, because I've seen angry people, of course, and look at them and their beauty. You know, we just look at each other and just go, wow, you are really, really beautiful. Because nobody's the same.
No.
There is no standard, if you will. And we all look at each other. If we could just all look at each other and go, you know what, I really do. And we say this blasé, but I really do love you. I really do want you to be happy. I want you to be healthy. And how can I help you do that? So, you know, having said that, you know, when people are angry and hurt, you know, of course, that's on the other side of the rainbow, I suppose, or the speculum. I call it a speculum. You know, you just go from happy to really angry. But at the other end, it's fear. I think that people that are angry are really fearful, afraid of being bruised or hurt, having been hurt in the past, or are fearful that they're going to be hurt in the future or even the present. And so, you know, I think that's the biggest challenge. But man, it's like I said, we're only responsible for ourselves.
Right.
And I do tell the students, this, whatever comes out of your mouth, you're in charge of people that are, you know, seeking regular health care, health visit, if you will, to the very worst. They're at the bottom, they're unhealthiest. And quite scared. And so you have to think about what's going to come out of your mouth. But, you know, you don't even have to be a patient. You have to be each other. And so, you know, we just have to really be responsible for ourselves. Yeah. And, you know, it does, though, you know, the things that your channel and your whole community that's been through it. I've been face down on the ground before God, praying.
Yeah.
The volatile meanness.
Oh, yeah.
It just I can't believe it.
No, that's the hardest thing for me too. Like that,
Yeah.
especially you just like, how are people? How can they put their head down at night when they do the things they do? It's just, I don't know. I'm just like baffled. I think that's like I say to like my close friends, like, what the hell is going on? I don't even understand how someone can do those things and even almost act delusional that they're not doing them. And you're like, what the heck is going on? This is like disgusting. And then you think these people have raising children, or they're raising grandchildren now, or they're, in the twilight of their life. I mean, this might, anybody's life can end at any point. But going out doing these heinous things to people, hurting people to the point that you're going to break them, and not having like a second thought about it. I mean, it's just, I cannot even believe the way some people treat people. It's disgusting.
It is, and I think of they're almost like hyena. This laughter.
Well, they get packs. They get in packs and like try to take somebody and break them, and that they're going to get some little satisfaction of breaking this person, and it's sick. It's sick, and that's probably the worst part of and it's so prevalent on social media, because you get all of these types together that you probably wouldn't have in your real life. You wouldn't have that many mean people, and so that's the dark side of social media, I think. But I just, it's just,
it does. It's quite weird, actually, because it takes so much more energy to be ugly and to say such uncreative things. I mean, I look at the poetry and music and art and those things that are so effortless, I think, when your heart's pure. But these things that people say that are so destructive, it takes, a stick of dynamite takes so much chemical makeup, I guess, I suppose. Cancer takes a lot of energy and time to manifest itself to destroy a human body.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, just hardly energy at all.
And you know what? And to the same token, somebody, like you said earlier, can say a kind thing like, I'm telling you guys, if you think like, oh, maybe I should send that person an email and just tell them that they're doing okay, or if they're going through a hard time, even if it's a line. Somebody did that to me today, and I can't even tell you, it came at the perfect time, right? And you get those emails, and it just could be 2 lines, but somebody that believes in you, somebody that sees what you're doing and says it, and says, hang in there. I can see what you're going through, and you're getting, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine, and you're doing good things, and go on. And they may think like, maybe when they're writing it, like, oh, is this even good or bad? But write it. You know what I mean? If you can encourage somebody, if you see somebody that maybe you think is struggling with something, or maybe you just want them to know that you love them or you support them, whatever, go ahead and write it, because it can make their whole day, and it can even change their life. Because there's been people that get something when they're very low, and it just changes that. Just somebody else believing in them.
That is correct. And I'm just telling you right now, because I had the tumors in my neck. I had the parathyroid tumors. And let me tell you something. Oh, my goodness. So low. And of course, I have a daytime job and so on and so forth, and I can't type fast enough.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be, all over the place. But
Right.
I just simply cannot. So I lie in the bed with my earphones on, and let me tell you something. I can even begin to tell you how much joy that y'all brought me in some of the most dark times of my life, and you didn't even mean to. It was positive. It was fun and loving. And you change, y'all are changing people.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I mean, who would have thunk at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning you would have really helped somebody like me in the bed? My husband's snoring. God love him. I love him. I love him. We love our husbands, but but I'm having my headphones on and very dark, very lonely for me, and I felt like I was with family, and you can't imagine how important that is. And so, right. So, I think that's our responsibility during the day, during the night, all the time. So, and there are so many people. I have met several people taking care of patients who are so ill that they can't find happiness. And so we are the beacon for them, the lighthouse for them. And so, we keep at it. Jesus did that. Obviously, he would travel through and he would dust his feet off and move on to the next one. But that doesn't mean that an echo was not left behind. A seed wasn't planted or what have you. And so, I think the biggest thing that we should do is just continue to be good without a reward. We just
Right.
need to be good to each other and say nice things, and
Sandy Rusek and I were just talking the other day, and talking to just about this kind of same stuff, and she said, when Jesus was sitting at that table at the Last Supper, he looked around at the apostles, and they're supposed to be his friends, and said, before the clock strikes, you're going this many people are going to betray me, right?
Yeah.
And knew it, but still never changed the way he treated them. And that's what that I've done, because I've changed like my mindset. I just said, this is unbelievable. But if people are going to be nasty like that, they're not going to get it from me, because I'm just going to say, that's your side of the street. You want to, walk away, or you want to hurt a friend. You're not going to get me to do anything. I'm not. I'm still. I don't do that, and that's what I'm saying. I've seen older women, just act like, just so immature, like block and just have to like burn you out of their life, because they're trying to take you down. They're trying to destroy you, and you're like, what is going on? Or they suddenly they for whatever reason, they give you excuses why they can't do the things they normally do, not even say hello to you, and there's something more behind it. And just be honest. You can't be honest, so they keep making these excuses, and then finally just say, look, I'm here. You want to burn your bridges? I don't do that, so I'll be here. I don't understand why, it's just people treat each other like that. It's so crappy, and I've seen so many people so hurt by it. I mean, to the point of really they don't even understand how low they can get somebody, and maybe some of them want to, maybe some of them don't know. And the best thing you can do is just like pray that their eyes are open, they see, their heart opens, and they, just see that, what the truth is, what the value of friendship is, what the value of relationships are, and not be out to seek and destroy and just be mean. And that's what I'm saying. I've just changed my whole mindset. So no matter what it is, I'm not going to be like, I can. it's just going to be love and light. I swear, and and it's changed my whole mindset when these people come at me, because it's like, it's for me to put out, because it's going to come back to me. So I only want to put out good, positive, bless you. You need it. I'll bless you. I'll pray for you, because that's what they need. And if you think about it, that's like Sandra and I said, is exactly what Jesus did. Jesus didn't write him off and he just said, you say you love me, but you'll deny me 3 times. You'll all deny me, and that's what it is. And
It is, and I do believe if we people, it's kind of like an animal in a cage, I suppose, or a hurt animal. When somebody's hurting, they're going to lash out, and so when somebody is ugly, you do, and of course Jesus does ask us to pray for them, because they are hurting. Because we were meant to be happy. We were meant to be loving and to experience love. So when somebody is lashing out and trying to hurt somebody, as acrid and mean as their words can be, you almost have to put a degree onto it, like, wow, you're really hurting. And so as hard as it is, oh my goodness, and that's one of our requests. That's another thing I've taught the girls and I teach the students is, man, is it hard it's very easy to pray for the lovely things and be thankful and grateful. And of course, they are wonderful. Hard is the challenge. And he really did just ask us to do one thing, love each other like we love our brother, and so when they do say things that are terrible or whatever, it is so stinking hard to do. Oh my goodness. But it is a simple request, even if it's not as pure as God is. He's perfect. God's perfect. Jesus is perfect. They're perfect. We're not. But as long as we voice it.
Start small. Like, it might be hard to pray for your enemies or whatever it is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but it just is, start small. Just, start by not being angry, not responding with anger, not, getting, and just say, please,
Sandy, and you, the persecution that y'all go through, if y'all can do it, I can. And that's another thing that I really appreciate y'all doing for me, because if she can do it in the face of everything, and you can do it in the face of everything, I can too. And God will never give us more than we can handle, even though I could not imagine the cross that y'all bear. And I'm not going to...
Yeah.
My sister lost her only child.
So sorry.
You lost your son, Miss Sandy, with Shanann. I mean, it's not something that I take lightly, or y'all are in my heart every day. I pray for you every single day. But the message you're sending to people is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, this to connect with people that have lost, and that the friendship that Sandy and I have. But she's so has helped me through so many things, and just like I said, just like we were just talking about, the last supper, and she's saying, look, these people are betraying him, right? And it's hard, and she's persecuted here, her family's persecuted. I am, people make just think it's great. Just nothing but hate 24/7, and they're miserable. And I know that they're miserable because no person that was happy would spend their entire day obsessing over me. No one would do that. Okay, so you know that they are miserable people, and you have to just say, you pray for them, that they're whatever they're living is such a miserable life, and however they got that way, you can just wish them love and light and pray and hope that you see the light, and I hope God opens your heart and opens your eyes, and that's all you can do. And it's freeing, because I'm not going to stoop to their level. I'm not going to address them or anything, and they're not worth it. They're totally not worth it, and not worth me getting upset or anything. It's on them. That's what they put out. It's going to keep coming back, because you do reap what you sow. So, and I want to sow kindness and love and, goodness. That's it. And
Well, people are watching. It's hard on these little computer screens and so on and so forth.
that's right, Emmy. Yeah.
To feel it, but please know that we see the stab wounds,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, I get it. I totally get it. I mean, every time I see, these people, albeit that they're, making a joke of it or making a buck of it, or just because they have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean the gunshot is not still any less. It's still very hurtful, but we're all here for you. Very difficult for y'all to feel it in text and things like that. But like Miss Sandy and her cooking and things like that, I swear I can smell her cooking now.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
she's
what time is
amazing.
dinner?
Yeah, she's amazing. What do you want? And she'll make like 4 different things. It's like, oh my
Right,
gosh.
right. I know. I trust you, me. I've been like, oh, God love her and just so precious. But y'all are not alone. I will say that. Just is incredible. And I do appreciate you having me on.
Oh no,
and-
you don't know. You've
part
helped
of
me.
it.
You've helped me a lot tonight. Like nothing was planned tonight. Alicia and Mike, and then you. It's been a great night, and I really appreciate talking to you. I hope you come on more and
would love to.
talk to
I'd
us
be
now
honored
that you've
to.
got on. Yeah, it was great. I think everybody enjoyed it, and it really made my night. I mean, Mike did something today that made my day. It was just a few words. He made my day, and Alicia, you, and everybody together just really help. And you don't know where somebody is. That's what it is. The most important thing is you don't know where anybody is with anything. So, like you said, your words can make someone or they can break someone. And why take the chance of breaking someone? Why even put that out there? Why? I don't know.
Yeah, and of course we're human and we have a few oopsies, but it's the intent.
Mm-hmm.
You look at I for one wake up and go, oh, what can I do to make somebody happy today, or what can I do happy today?
Right.
And it sounds very Pollyanna. One of my favorite movies, by the way. And I love her attitude. And the elf.
Yeah.
The elf, he has the best attitude. Sometimes when I need an attitude adjustment, I watch the elf.
Yeah.
Because he's just,
He
it's
is,
just like, but we really do need each other. And God does put people together.
Oh, yeah.
And so we have to foster that.
Right.
Just like a plant needs water and sunshine, whatever, we need the same. And but I really do appreciate it. And like I said, I've been following you for quite some time.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you came on, and I really do. It's nice to see you face to face here, like on
Yeah.
our Zoom. But yeah, no, appreciate it, and I think
Yeah.
a lot of people did, and I hope that you come on more. And Alicia, sorry I had to mute you because you were feedbacking, but I'm glad that you feel good and you had a positive experience. Mike, thanks for coming on. Sorry about your pants. Mike's pants.
Yeah, I read that.
Oh my
Some
God.
of the things I do, it takes me a long time to go to sleep because I'm laughing.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
And
that's
then
that's
I
good.
try
I
to-
think. Yeah, we could all use to laugh. I mean, we definitely.
And then you try to tell somebody else about the night before, and then
You're
just-
dying. Yeah, yeah. You're like, oh my God.
I'm done laughing, and everybody, yeah, and they're just like, right. I'm like, you had to been there. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. But I
thank
appreciate
you.
you all. Thanks for coming on. I'm going to say goodnight because it's 4:30 and I'm falling asleep, and tomorrow's be another big day. But I hope that you all
Thank
join
you.
us tomorrow. And thank you so much for coming on. You really made my night, and Alicia too, and Mike and everybody. God bless. I
Thank
love
you.
you guys. Prayers for all that need them. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye.
Bye, y'all.